Here with Kyndall Fire aboard the Carnival Jubilee and the piano bar. She's been gracious enough to give us a little bit of her time today, and we just want to thank her for that. And just, again, you're amazing. I've been cruising with you now for the past 6 days.
A lot of fire under the funnel.
I told you there is. And I told you when I first met you, I was really skeptical. I didn't really believe the hype. But guys, I'm going to tell you, the hype is legit. It's real. It's real for sure.
I'll pay you for saying that later. Thank you.
No, it's good. So we have a few questions. We're going to make sure that we honor your time. We know you're busy. So I want to make sure that we just get through these things. And just so just to start off, and guys, again, Tom,
I heard his name is Thomas Fire.
Thomas. Well, we call him Thomas Fire. And so Tom's, this is for you, guy. All right. So if you could host a themed cruise, what would it be?
Oh, so I actually threatened this, not threaten it. I suggest this a lot because my favorite event to host is military appreciation. And I always say if I could host like a military appreciation themed cruise on like the Carnival Freedom or the Carnival Valor, or have them sail side by side, but only allow military personnel on for like one cruise out of the year, I think it would be like the most patriotic cruise ever. Or just like anyone that wants to support the military. I think that would be like the coolest for me, like themed cruise to go on, which is kind of a serious thing that I'm trying to get to happen. So spread the word.
That is insane.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
That is really crazy.
Because we have a really big military appreciation like gathering on the ships. If you haven't gone to one, you have to go to one. Especially if you guys are on the Jubilee. I love the military appreciation. And we always have so many people that are passionate about it. And it's the closest thing that I found to like people understanding how it works and feels to be on a cruise ship as like a contracted employee, that you almost get deployed on your ships and then you're there for those months, and the people you're with, they come from all walks of life, but you really do become like a little family and a little nucleus. Mm-hmm. And the kind of seeing that in the military world, whenever I get to host it, is really, really special. So I've got military family members, but when I started hosting the event, I had such much appreciation for it. So if I was to be able to create a cruise for our military on like the Valor or the Freedom or the Conquest, I just like that. Right. Super patriotic.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So then, and this is just to spawn off, and I know, but so when you are saying that you really do appreciate the military, you appreciate the military.
Oh yeah, my uncle served in Vietnam, which I didn't know because he never talked about it. But he was like, I think a helicopter gunner. Don't quote me on that. Mm-hmm. But then I have my other cousin who is a MP in the Army, everybody's favorite, and then I have my youngest cousin who just went into the Marines, and he completed the Crucible and got stationed out in Okinawa. So we're a big military family. Best friends were in the Air Force. So yeah, it's not a facade, not a game. It's very much a real appreciation.
That's awesome. So I'm prior Air Force, and Trevor, one of our hosts, his wife,
song and all the right branches.
So his wife is also prior Air Force. So we have a little bit. So we will be on that cruise for sure.
Listen, wouldn't it be so? We're gonna put it in your survey. Put it on the surveys.
There you go. We'll do it for sure. All right. So moving on. So now let's say that for some reason some dietary issues happen, or you have like a very limited amount of food on the ship, and you can only eat one thing for the remaining of your contracts on the ship.
Okay. What
is it going to be? And it could be anything.
I mean, it would be chicken strips, but not the chicken. Not the, well, I don't know. It's a toss up. So we have a crew mess downstairs, and every single night in the midnight mess, we have chicken strips, but they're not like those ones upstairs. They're almost like the Whataburger chicken strips. Like the breading is a little different.
Okay.
So it is a toss up between the chicken strips upstairs or the chicken strips downstairs. And I basically have this diet anyways. If it's daytime, I go up to Big Chicken and I get a chicken strip, or I go downstairs at midnight and I get the chicken strips downstairs. So if I had only one meal to eat or one food to eat, it would definitely be chicken strips. The toss up is which one's it going to be? Right. Probably Big Chicken, because can I have the Big Chicken with the fries, or is it just the chicken strips?
Well, our question is one thing. So,
okay, well then it would.
But yeah, so it has to be fried chicken strips too.
Oh, it has to be fried chicken strips. I can't. Okay. I'm not going to eat a grilled chicken strip for the rest of my life. At least I want to have some happiness.
Got you.
So yeah, Big Chicken's chicken strips.
Big Chicken.
Shaq, sponsor us.
Come back, Shaq.
Come back, Shaq. Come back.
So, all right. So, okay, moving on then to the next one. So if you could have any superpower, I mean, you have unlimited ability, whatever superpower you so choose, what would it be, and how would you use it on the ship?
I would do like teleportation, because then I could spend a lot more time in the locations, because the ship is so big and they keep getting bigger and bigger that it takes me so long to plan out a route to get from one event to the other. And I have to it's like like whenever you like plan your transit time from your house to your
Mhm.
work, I have to literally plan like 5 minutes ahead of when I'm supposed to be somewhere to transport back and forth. So if I could teleport from place to place, I would definitely use that, especially because I don't want to like have to take the stairs or the elevators or wait for
Mhm.
anything like that. It would be instantaneous for sure. Teleportation.
Teleportation.
Yeah.
And that's a good example for even this interview because, right,
Yeah.
we had this interview scheduled from 10 minutes from now, but you just happened to walk by.
Teleportation.
And yeah, but I can understand that because you
Yeah.
are, I mean, I've seen it. I've witnessed it. You got done with a love and marriage last night. You had a line of 15 people standing there waiting to talk to you.
Which is,
I mean, today at
I'll
St.
never
Jude.
take. Yeah, my God, they were so cute today at St. Jude. But you never take it for granted. You always want to make the time. But I do feel bad because there are times where I'm like, I have to go to the next thing because I've got to be on deck 16 in 5 minutes, and I'm here. And so it's definitely one of those things that it would make such a massive difference. And we have sneaky elevators like in the crew areas, but which are kind of like my own little version of teleportation. But if I could just snap my fingers and be on deck 16, so I could be hosting one of it. But also, I mean, a secondary superpower would be great if I could also like snap my fingers and change outfits in my brain rather than having to go downstairs and change and go somewhere else. So
that'd be a little quick change artist.
yeah, I am a quick change artist. I just have command strips on my wall and I just have all the outfits laid out for each day. And so I just go in and I quick change on all of them. And by the end of the day, my room looks like a disaster.
I can understand that. And I will say, yeah, that's obviously one of those things for us when we cruise. So, we cruise a little bit. We don't cruise as much as some, but like the amount of outfits that you guys go through.
Yeah. Especially when you go upstairs to Lido and you start sweating, you got to come downstairs. You always got to look presentable. So you got to constantly be on the refresh.
So next question, then moving on. So if you could bring one thing from your hometown in Texas, all right, we know we're from
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
Yep.
So that's for our listeners. We've already talked about that before. But so if you could bring one thing from Fort Worth to have on the ship, what would it be?
My dog. If I could bring Forrest to live on the ship with me, he could be like the mascot of the Jubilee. He would improve crew morale, and he would stay with me, and I would just be so happy. And he's the happiest dog in the whole world. I would love to have that. I think that we need dogs on the ship, so I would do that. If I had to bring like a food or something like that to the ships, probably Chick-fil-A. I had to bring like an actual food item. That way I could have more chicken on the ship because clearly I only eat chicken strips. I am a giant chicken tender. Joey calls me a chicken tender all the time. And when we go to England, I really struggle because they don't have any good chicken tender places. So I'm just a giant chicken strip.
I love a chicken strip. My wife makes fun of me. She's like, "What are you, 7?" And I'm like, "No,
yes, I am."
But for me, there's just like so much diversity in a chicken strip.
And you could dip them in so many things.
Exactly.
You can pair them with different, like chicken strips and mac and cheese. God, the gluttony of it is it's too much, but it's so good.
I mean, you see me, but yeah.
Listen, you are well-rounded and well-fed.
I try to be. So, all right. So next question. So let's say that Buc-ee's and Whataburger decided they were going to start a cruise line. Would that test your loyalty to Carnival?
I'm going to say something really controversial. I don't understand the Buc-ee's hype.
Okay. Hey, Thomas is the same way. So you
Thomas, kindred spirits. Maybe I'll be Kyndall Fire one day. I love Buc-ee's. I mean, it's good. It's good. It's got bathrooms and stuff like that. But people are, and my brother and my sister-in-law are obsessed. They've got like Buc-ee's, like stickers everywhere, and their cups are covered with Buc-ee's, and they've got like clothing. I'm pretty sure they're gonna buy a couch from Buc-ee's, which again is ridiculous that they sell couches. Great company, incredible. But I wouldn't be swayed by that. Now, I am a Whataburger fan, so that would really test me.
Okay.
But I mean, thank God we've got Shaq's chicken up there, big chicken because it's so good. And I already told you that I get my chicken strips downstairs. I think, especially after being loyal to Carnival for, 8 years as an employee, and since I was 2002, how old was I in 2002? 7 years old? So over 20 years I've been with Carnival. I think they've earned my loyalty that I could step away from a Buc-ee's and a Whataburger ship. It wouldn't be easy. I would need us to start having, Dr. Pepper milkshakes to really keep me grounded. But I think Carnival would still win.
Now, I tell you, I've been to Java Blue, and one of my favorite things now is the Spirit of Kentucky.
The spiked milkshake.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I've never drank them on the ship.
Really? I mean, you're missing out. That's all I'm going to say.
One of these days, whenever I'm not clocked in for 24 hours, I'll try one.
when
Quality
you and
assurance.
Joey are on your your vacation.
On our vacations. I have cruised with Joey, and that was one of the things I got to do. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like drinking in the middle of the day on a cruise ship. I haven't done this since I was. Nope, I never did it because I was 21 when I first started working, and I never drank on the ships before that.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't. Yes. So. Now, what about, so you don't care for Buc-ee's. So what about Wawa, or are you familiar with Wawa?
I have seen
or
Wawa's.
Sheetz, or
no, my gas station of choice is a QT.
QT,
because
okay.
I like the for real milkshakes, where the frozen ones you get to make them in there and you peel the little thing back and they're like extra creamy. If there was a QT, because they're Crispitos, I also could eat their Crispitos like a religion. So if it was like a QT
and a Whataburger
and a Whataburger combo, maybe.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I have had that in the same day. Its own combo of itself.
So there you go.
Yeah, I get it when I go home.
So, all right, last question.
Yeah.
All right, this is, well, I'll take that back. There's going to be one more, and I'm sorry, but it's not going to be I promise there's nothing wrong.
I didn't study.
I know. But so on our show, we have a debate, and there's a certain individual on our show
Is it Tom?
That was a YouTube vlogger, and he created a top 5 list of breakfast items on the ship.
Ooh, has he been on this ship?
Not on this. Well, he has been on this ship.
Yeah, we got a lot of breakfast.
And so his while he was on this ship, you weren't here.
Oh, bless him.
It really hurt his heart a lot.
I'm sorry. I had to go take a nap.
But so he has his favorite, and I have my favorite.
Yeah. And
so he did a top 5 breakfast items on the ship. So for you, what is your favorite breakfast item on the ship?
Now look, I'm a big breakfast person.
Okay.
And we got a lot of really good breakfast options. We got Emeralds, we got the C-Day brunch, we got upstairs the chicken biscuits. But there is something about a breakfast burrito that just sets this Texas heart on fire. What?
Totally unprompted, totally unscripted.
No, for real? Why?
Because that's my number one.
I love the burritos.
Yes.
Every Saturday. So, because one embarkation day, we aren't allowed to go upstairs because it's always really busy. So I don't get my breakfast burrito on Saturday. Every other day I get a breakfast burrito. And so on Saturday I have to go off the ship and get a breakfast burrito every single Saturday because I'm like 95% tortilla.
See, there you go. Awesome.
So yeah, breakfast burritos is my number one choice for sure. Because you can make so many different combinations. You could take the tortilla anywhere and make a breakfast burrito.
Right. So what I like to do now, what I've started doing.
Oh, tell me.
One of our guys, Brian Shigley, he's one of our, we call them cult members, people who listen to us because we're just like, we're that far out, I promise you.
Yeah.
And so we come up with it when I was on the celebration last year for FRGC1. And
FRGC1, that sounds like a race.
Family reunion group cruise.
Oh, family reunion group cruise.
Yeah. This is family reunion group cruise 2.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, we're here
Round 2.
Yeah.